사랑해.
Have you ever wondered whether a single forgotten letter could change two lives forever? What if the truth had been hidden in plain sight for years, waiting for the perfect moment to be discovered? And what if everything ARMY believed about Jungkook and Taehyung was only the beginning of a much larger story? Before we begin this emotional journey, don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments about what you think the mysterious letter contains. If you enjoy emotional fan fiction filled with unexpected twists, make sure to like and subscribe so you won't miss the next chapter. The rain had already covered so long before midnight. Tiny drops slid slowly down the glass windows of the old HYB practice building that had remained mostly unused since the group shifted many of their activities elsewhere. The corridors were unusually quiet, carrying only the distant hum of the air conditioner and the occasional tapping sound of rain against the rooftop. Jungkook stood alone inside one of the rehearsal rooms. The lights were dim. His phone rested silently on the floor beside him, while soft instrumental music echoed through the empty space. He wasn't dancing anymore. Instead, he stared at his own reflection in the giant mirror, searching for something he couldn't quite explain. Success had brought him countless unforgettable moments, but lately, silence had become louder than applause. A gentle knock interrupted his thoughts. Without waiting for permission, Taehyung slowly opened the door. "You really came here?" Jungkook smiled faintly. "I guess old habits never disappear." For a few seconds neither of them spoke. Years of friendship had taught them something unusual. Sometimes silence carried more meaning than words ever could. Taehyung walked toward the mirror and stood beside Jungkook. "It feels strange." "What does?" "Standing here again." Jungkook looked around the room. "I know." The studio still smelled exactly the same. Wooden floors polished from endless rehearsals. Scuffed corners from years of practice. Invisible memories hidden inside every wall. "So much happened here," Taehyung whispered. "And yet..." He stopped speaking. Jungkook finished the sentence. "It feels like yesterday." They laughed quietly. For the first time in weeks, the atmosphere became lighter. Neither of them noticed an old storage cabinet left partially open near the back of the room. Inside rested dozens of forgotten notebooks, worn-out dance shoes, broken headphones, and dusty envelopes that nobody had touched in years. The building manager had planned to clear everything out the following week. No one imagined one forgotten envelope would completely change the course of their friendship. Hours later, after helping organize the room, Taehyung reached into the cabinet. "What's this?" A faded brown envelope slipped onto the floor. The paper looked fragile. Its edges had turned yellow with age. Across the front, only 2 handwritten words remained clearly visible. To Jungkook. Both of them froze. Jungkook frowned. "I've never seen that before." Taehyung carefully picked it up. "There isn't even a date." Dust covered the back seal. It had never been opened. Jungkook hesitated. "Should I?" Taehyung nodded slowly. "I think whoever wrote it wanted you to." Jungkook gently unfolded the letter. The handwriting immediately felt familiar. Not because he recognized the author, but because every line seemed filled with hesitation, as though each word had been rewritten over and over before finally being placed on the page. The first sentence made him stop breathing for a moment. "If you're reading this, then I wasn't brave enough to give it to you myself." Neither of them spoke. The room suddenly felt colder. Jungkook continued reading. "There are moments in life when people stand beside each other every day but never truly understand what the other person is carrying inside. Maybe this letter will never reach you. Maybe it will disappear forever. But if it somehow finds you, I hope you realize that some friendships become stronger not because they never break, but because someone chooses to stay even after everything changes." Taehyung quietly looked away. Something about those words stirred memories neither of them had discussed for years. The difficult schedules. The misunderstandings. The nights when exhaustion made everyone unusually quiet. Jungkook kept reading. The anonymous writer described watching two friends encourage each other despite overwhelming pressure. The letter wasn't about romance. It wasn't about fame. It was about trust. About choosing understanding instead of assumptions. About believing that honesty, even when delayed, could heal wounds time alone never could. By the final paragraph, Jungkook's eyes had become glossy. If one day both of you forget why you started walking together, I hope this letter reminds you that every great journey begins with someone saying, "I'm here." You don't have to carry everything alone. Silence returned. Outside, the rain became heavier. Taehyung finally spoke. "Who wrote it?" Jungkook slowly folded the paper. "I don't know. But," he smiled, "I'm glad someone did." For the first time in years, neither of them felt the need to search for the author's identity. The message itself was enough. That evening they left the practice room together, carrying nothing except the old envelope tucked safely inside Jungkook's backpack. Neither realized that discovering the letter would become the beginning of an entirely new chapter, not because it revealed a hidden secret, but because it reminded them of something far more valuable. Some promises don't need witnesses. Some friendships don't need explanations. Sometimes all it takes is one forgotten letter to remind two people that the road ahead can still be walked side by side, no matter how much time has passed or how many storms they have endured. As the city lights reflected across the rain-soaked streets, Jungkook looked toward Taehyung and smiled. "So?" Taehyung raised an eyebrow. "So? I think this isn't the end of the story." Taehyung laughed softly. "No. It feels like the beginning." Neither of them knew what tomorrow would bring. New stages. New challenges. New dreams. But for the first time in a long while, tomorrow no longer felt uncertain. It felt hopeful. And somewhere inside Jungkook's backpack, the old letter rested quietly once again, having fulfilled the purpose it had patiently waited years to accomplish. The story, however, was only just beginning. The following morning arrived with unusually clear skies, as if the storm from the previous night had carried away more than just the rain. Sunlight spilled through the windows of Jungkook's apartment, landing softly on the old envelope that now rested on the dining table. He had barely slept. Every time he closed his eyes, the words from the mysterious letter echoed through his mind. Some friendships become stronger not because they never break, but because someone chooses to stay. The sentence lingered longer than he expected. He reached for the envelope once more, carefully tracing the faded handwriting with his fingertips. Whoever had written it had done so with remarkable sincerity. Every curve of every letter seemed filled with hesitation, hope, and a quiet determination that survived the passing years. His phone suddenly vibrated. It was Taehyung. "Did you sleep?" Jungkook smiled before answering. "Not really. I figured." "You too?" Taehyung laughed softly. "I kept thinking about that letter." Neither of them mentioned it immediately afterward. Neither had to. The silence between them no longer felt uncomfortable. Instead, it felt familiar. Comfortable. Almost nostalgic. Several hours later they agreed to meet at a quiet cafe tucked away from the busy streets. It was a place they had visited years ago whenever they wanted to escape cameras, schedules, and expectations. The owner greeted them with the same warm smile as always, pretending not to notice the two familiar faces choosing the corner table beside the window. Outside, people hurried past without realizing that inside the cafe, two lifelong friends were trying to understand why a forgotten letter had awakened memories they thought had already settled into the past. Taehyung took the first sip of coffee before speaking. "I've been thinking. Dangerous already." They both laughed. "What if the letter wasn't meant to answer questions?" Jungkook looked up. "What do you mean?" What if it was written simply to remind someone not to forget? Jungkook remained quiet. That possibility somehow felt even more meaningful. So many people spend their lives searching for explanations, Taehyung continued. But maybe we don't always need one. Jungkook slowly nodded. You know. He looked out the window. There were times I thought everyone around me expected me to always be strong. Taehyung didn't interrupt. I never wanted anyone to worry. But sometimes, Jungkook smiled faintly. I wish someone would ask if I was really okay. Taehyung quietly placed his coffee cup on the table. I should have asked? Jungkook immediately shook his head. No. You were carrying your own weight too. Another silence settled between them. This one carried no regret. Only understanding. Across the room, an elderly couple quietly laughed together while sharing a slice of cake. They looked completely ordinary, yet something about them reminded Jungkook how precious simple moments could become. For years, life had moved too quickly. Concerts, flights, recordings, award shows, interviews. The calendar never stopped. Neither did expectations. Perhaps that was why the old letter felt so powerful. It forced time itself to slow down. After leaving the cafe, they decided to walk through a nearby park instead of returning immediately. Children chased pigeons across the pathways while musicians performed gentle melodies beneath rows of green trees. The ordinary rhythm of everyday life surrounded them. It feels peaceful, Jungkook whispered. It does. Taehyung glanced toward the sky. When was the last time we walked somewhere without checking the time? Jungkook couldn't answer. He honestly didn't remember. As they continued walking, they noticed an elderly man sitting alone on a wooden bench, sketching quietly inside an old notebook. The pages fluttered gently in the breeze. Curiosity led Taehyung closer. Those are beautiful. The elderly artist smiled. Thank you. His voice carried the calm confidence of someone who had experienced countless seasons. I draw memories. Jungkook looked puzzled. Memories? The man nodded. Places disappear. People grow older. But memories deserve somewhere to live. Those words immediately reminded Jungkook of the forgotten letter. The artist carefully closed his notebook. Young people spend too much time worrying about tomorrow. He smiled kindly. Sometimes yesterday still has something important to teach. Neither Jungkook nor Taehyung replied. Instead, they bowed politely before continuing their walk. Neither noticed that the elderly artist quietly watched them leave with a thoughtful expression. Almost as though he recognized something neither of them had yet discovered. That evening, Jungkook returned home feeling unexpectedly lighter. Before going to bed, he opened a small wooden box tucked away inside his bookshelf. Inside were old concert wristbands, photographs, handwritten lyrics, practice schedules, tiny souvenirs collected over countless years. Without hesitation, he carefully placed the mysterious letter inside. Not because he wanted to hide it, but because it had become part of those memories worth protecting. Just before closing the lid, something caught his attention. Beneath the letter rested another folded piece of paper. Smaller. Much older. Its edges were worn nearly white. Jungkook frowned. I don't remember putting this here. Slowly, he unfolded it. Unlike the first letter, this one contained only a single handwritten sentence. Some stories are finished only when both people choose to write the final page together. His heartbeat quickened. There was no signature. No date. No explanation. Only one unfamiliar symbol drawn beneath the sentence. The exact same symbol that had been pressed into the wax seal of the mysterious envelope discovered the night before. Jungkook stared at it in complete silence. Somewhere across the city, Taehyung suddenly received an unexpected package left anonymously outside his front door. Inside the plain cardboard box rested nothing except an old photograph. The picture showed 7 young trainees standing inside an empty practice room years before their debut. Everyone was smiling, except one person standing near the back. A face neither Jungkook nor Taehyung had ever spoken about. On the back of the photograph, written in faded ink, were 8 unsettling words. The truth was never lost, only forgotten. Taehyung's smile slowly disappeared. For the first time since discovering the mysterious letter, it felt as though someone else had been quietly watching this story unfold from the very beginning.